Here into his basement. Past couple of years, I've been working on more painting, Napoleonics and stuff, and watching other people's videos and stuff. And I decided that I want to help out people who are getting into this gaming, um, or old time, or people who've been in for a while. But this is going to be for all historical periods and stuff. But I'm going to start off with Napoleonics because that's what I'm working at. You can do some research online and look up painting articles and stuff there. But for myself, I'm old school. I still like hard copies, books, and stuff. So I'm going to be showing off in the next couple of videos different books, different um, items and stuff I use for my painting research and stuff. So uh, on this my beautiful work area, so all professional and everything like that. So nice. The first book we're going to be working on will be the British, because I'm painting British right now. Painting up a couple divisions, late war British, and this basically what this most of this book covers is late war British. Uh, this is one of the best books I have found on British by C.F. Franklin. It covers everything you need to know: uniforms, facing, lays, buttons, cap badges for the different regiments and stuff. So if you're interested for painting or just for historical purposes, this is a book that you need to pick up. This covers almost every regiment, cavalry, and artillery in the British Army in 1815. So it's really in depth in search. So if you're doing like Waterloo, stuff like this, you covers every regiment that fought there. So to start off, we'll go open up with it. It has text and stuff, but also has a little of everything. It has their netherwear, what they wear under their pants. All the different pants gives nice detailed descriptions. What the clothing was made of, allowances, and the history of uniforms in the Napoleonic period from like 1800 or a little bit before up to about 1815. So what the changes and different regulations and stuff that came in. Horse furniture, it has everything for your cavalry and stuff. So if you're painting the blankets and stuff, it really gives a good, even what color the leather was, and the sheepskin, and the harnesses. Some harnesses were brown, some were white, some were black. This gives a nice detailed look at all of that. The first one we come with is the Calvary Regiments. It starts off with the heavies. For a brief description, it has from different time periods. It has the 1814 frock collet, trooper undress for 1805. The soft hats, the bicorns they wore, all up to the the Grecian helms. Their cap badges, how they changed. The officer were silver, the gold, but it gives a nice look at even what the colors and the lacing and stuff are on the uniforms and stuff. So I say if you're a historian or someone who wants to paint a unit really detailed, this gives you what you need to know on all the different cavalry regiments. Then it gives a nice written on details of each of the regiments, from the King's Regiment of Dragoon Guards, what the discard when lapels were discarded by officers. So it really gives a nice detailed look. So if you're just getting into Napoleonics, if you want a nice book on it, this is a book. If you can find it, this is a book, basically only book you ever need about the British. So the author really goes really in depth. So these were the dragoons and heavy regiments. Then it gets into the light cavalry regiments, light dragoons and hussars, and this gives the gorgeous paintings of the outfits, their hats. Then it gives a nice detailed on the different regiments and stuff when things changed. Like the 7th Light Dragoon, it really gives a lot. What the fur, the bag colors for the caps, the gilt they had, the police. Okay, I speak two languages, American and bad ink. bad American, but the shakos, the colors, the lace in each one. So, and even their sashes. So you can get overwhelmed on the colors. So, like the 8th King's own Royal Welsh has the troopers' colors. It has the trumpeters' colors. The officers' frock coats from different time periods. So, if you want to do early Napoleonic or late Napoleonic, this really gives a nice coloration of it. So this covers all the light right cavalry regiments for the British. So if you need to look up one color, you just 20th Regiment Light Dragoon, and it gives you a nice breakdown of the uniforms and stuff. Then, if you want a little bit more detail, you just go in the descriptions, and it gives you a nice more detail on it. So it's a book that's you have on your shelf. You're painting something, you're not sure the color, you grab it, boom, you're done. Then it comes to the infantry. The majority of the book is the infantry, and in infantry it goes into hat wears, when the hats change, the different style hats through the periods, the pom poms and the cap badges, pom pom mark, lace for the regular infantry regiments. Then you got for the grenadiers of each of the regiments, it has different colors that they have. The hats, if they're wearing the fur cap, bear skins, or they're regular caps, if they're guards or not. Then you got the hat wear for the Scottish regiments, of all the different lace work on the caps and stuff. It gives the different ones for each of the different Scottish regiments. It goes to the coats, the facing colors, nice and detailed. The different style lacing on the jackets, and the shoulder straps, and really you want to get detailed lacing, the colors on the lacings too. So if you're doing 28s, you can do it. It's a lot of work, but if you're doing larger miniatures, that you can really get nice detail down to the lace colors on it. Further along, the cut of the uniform, the patterns and stuff that were used to cut the uniform, and how the uniform was made. Other ones is like the drummers, the reverse colors, and all the details in the lacing. Undershirts, buttons, trousers, how that from the white trousers, the gray trousers, and their boots and leggings, how it changed through the years. And really, the one is come up here to the tartans of the Scottish regiments. It covers thread counts of the different color of the tartans and stuff. So you really want to get into the different government sets, Mackenzies, the Cameroons, and the Gordons. The fine kilts, the thread count. This guy did the research and phenomenal work on how the kilts and the colors, the pleats, and it gives a rundown, a quick, what tartan that they used for what regiment that was in the army, and all the different, if it was Black Watch or the Mackenzie colors. So not every regiment had the Black Watch. Most of them was Black Watch because of the rebellions and stuff, but a couple had loyal families, the units they raised, still got to wear the family colors. So yeah, there's a couple in there. Next is accoutrements. It gives the belts, dimensions, 2-piece, 1-piece belts, swords, their haversacks, their knapsacks, canteens, and you got the ammo pouches, the different styles, and how they change through the years. So all the ins and outs, the sewing on them, the musket, the picks and stuff that was stashed in them, everything. It covers everything. Then it covers swords, all the different models of swords that were used. Then we come to the muskets, different locks, different bayonets, and different styles of the muskets and stuff like that. They're all brown besses, but there's differences in between certain ones who manufactured them. So you get many details on that. Then we got the rifle, the Baker rifles, right in the back here. The look, the colors. So if you're painting up some 95th with a 60th, 5th Battalion, 60th, gives a nice color. The brass, what the brass work was on the muskets, and the sword bayonets, the color of bayonet scabbard, and the brass finals on it. It gives you plenty of there. Then in part 4, we come to the infantry regiments. This covers infantry regiments 1 through 109, I think. 109th? No, 116th Regiment of Foot. So it gets a lot of regiments, but you don't need them all for Napoleonics. They all didn't serve in Europe and stuff. But first off, the foot guards. It gives a beautiful color and breakdown of the foot guards' uniforms, officer shoulder lace, epaulettes, the wing epaulettes for the grenadiers and light infantry, drummer's braid, and the drummer's uniform color. So this is the same for all the regiments. Some have reverse colors. Some did. Some drummers and regiments didn't have reverse colors. They kept the same color, but other ones had the reverse color. So depending on what regiment and what they used, or what clothing they could get, depending on where they were stationed in the world. That's it. Cap badges and stuff, officer shackles, and breastplates for the officers. So, and on the side, it gives a quick breakdown on their uniforms and how they were buttoned up, or they were hook and eyes. So it gives a really nice overall. So this is one doing a Waterloo battle. You need to look up the 45th Regiment of Foot, open up to the 45th. It gives you everything you need to know to paint that regiment up. The color, the laces and the button colors and the shoulder straps that they had. So nice and quick, and you're good to go. And it gives it the basic red color. The biggest thing about British is it's like almost every regiment you can look at different colors of red. This gives all the standard issue red, but like a lot of people in research knows that after a couple days in the hot sun, a couple weeks, months in the sun, the colors change depending on if they're bought cheap cloth or expensive cloth. The reds and colors are going to change. So if you get any of the basic red, you should be good to go. You don't have to be too complicated, the red color. So and this goes through. Here's the 60th, the 5th Battalion, 6th Battalion were the green, while the rest of the battalions were red. So it gives a nice breakdown of colors and lace materials and stuff. For the Highlanders, this is the 71st. It gives the color of the tartan that they wore, their uniform, and they wore the bonnet. So it gives a nice detail of that, what the color their lace was on the hat and stuff. So yeah, this is a book that I would recommend for anyone who's want to start painting British, get into British. It gives you a nice overall history of the British, of the British Army and stuff in this period in time. So C.E. Franklin, when he did this book, he did a lot of research, archives. He did a really excellent book. So a companion to this book is another one called the British Napoleonic Field Artillery. Now, if you want to get overhauled on artillery usage, equipment, ranges by powder loads, by muzzle velocity, howitzers, long, short, 3-pounders, 6-pounders, 24. This book has everything for any artillery fanatic. It has a breakdown, the size. These were taken from government archives, construction and stuff. So if you want to really get into depth on artillery, this is a book. Also, in the middle of the book, he has colored plates here on what the color of the British artillery carriages were. It was like grayish white, bronze guns. This gorgeous paintings and stuff. All the different accoutrements for them and the water bottle. Then it comes how the loads are on the caissons, how the loads are laid out, different kinds, ball ammo, shrapnel rounds. Then he has the uniforms. He has a foot artillery uniforms, colors and stuff. Goes into drummers and trumpeters, brigade drummers, officers. A little bit more detail on horse artillery. So the hussar jackets, the color lacings on the necks and stuff. And it gives a nice layout of officers and other foot and stuff through the ages and stuff. So this is another good book if you really want to. It's good for painting and stuff. So it gives you a nice layout of the horse furniture and stuff. Layout good for painters and miniature painter stuff. But if you're just interested in artillery, it gets really technical because he goes from the archives and stuff and really goes in depth on different how ammo is used and the size of the sables, the weight of the sables should be. And so it's like if you're a woodworker, a carpenter, if you have the wood and stuff, it gets enough detail you can actually build your stuff if you're really good at it. So or you can work it out and stuff. So he really does a really nice job. So with these two books, I say if you're only looking for two books or if you're on a limited budget or something, these books they run about $40 if you can find them. Or some are getting paperback now. The older ones are in hardback. But if you're getting into Napoleonics and you're overwhelmed by how many books are out there, I would recommend if you're doing late war, British, these are about the only two books you probably ever need. You might need other books if you're looking for a little other thing like King's German Legions or something like that. That falls outside the scope of these books. These are just regular British regiments, no allies or anything like that, or mercenary units that were hired to bring in. So I would recommend if you do it, these are the books you need to get. These will not fail you. So if you like them, go pick them up, add them to your library. I said if you're not a miniature, if you're just in the historical, just want to read historical, this has a lot of information on there that a lot of people probably won't want to get into because it gets really detailed on clothing and stuff and the art and the artillery and stuff. But it's fun to read. So I said I got these for my painting, and this is about the only two books I use now for my British now. So I said if you're painting a regiment, open it up, boom, you're ready to go. So nothing hard to it. So I'm hoping I'm going to bring you in future videos. I'm going to bring you other books on the French and other that I use. Some are old. Some date back before Ivy was born. Some are modern, right, last year. So it would be a whole gamut of stuff that some you'll be able to find, some you might not be able to find. You might be able to pick them up at trade shows or gaming conventions and stuff like that. So, but keep your eye out there. So, like I said, anything you can find that you're working on will help you. Might be one little two things out of the book might help you, but anything can help you. So, until later, I thank you. If you like this video, just hit the like button. I would appreciate it, and I'm hoping to bring more later on. And any criticism, anything you see that may improve my videos, I'll take it. So until later, thank you. See you later.